All right, here's the factoring section. These are definitely some more complicated factoring situations than you may have seen regularly. This first one, x to the fourth. So don't be freaked out by this x to the fourth. Because it's x to the fourth and x squared, what you can do, in only 3 terms, is treat it like a trinomial. You're just going to do x squared times x squared instead of x times x. So you can just break up that x to the fourth into 2x squareds. And now we're just looking for 2 numbers that multiply to 36 and add to 13. So for 36, usually we do 6 and 6, but those would add to 12. So if I think of my other factors of 36, two and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, 5 doesn't go in. So my combination that adds to 13 is 4 and 9. So don't make that one harder than it is, really, is the moral of the story on that guy. Our difference of cubes, remember sum works with cubes as well as difference. So if you see a sum problem on the entrance exam, don't be thrown off by that same pattern. So this is where our pattern, the students always remember SOAP. And SOAP gives you your signs. So SOAP is same, opposite, always positive, and that's our signs here. So our sign is negative in between. So same, opposite, always positive. Those are going to be our signs. Now, the pattern that students tend to forget is the harder pattern to remember. It's for our numbers. Our pattern for our numbers looks like this. I guess I can color code differently for you. A, B, A squared, A times B, B squared. And those come from the cube root of our first term and the cube root of our second term. So the cube root of 8 is 2. The cube root of x cubed is x. So that is our A. So since we're dealing with cubes, now we're just taking cube roots. Just like with difference of squares, we're thinking of squares, we think square roots. Cube root of 27 is 3. And really, I don't get crazy with cubes for you guys doing this without a calculator. You're not going to have to do huge ones. Think, 3 cubed, 4 cubed maybe, but not anything crazy. All right, so our A is 2x, our B is 3, lovely. A squared, you have to be careful here because it's 2x quantity squared. We'll deal with that in a second. A times B, so that's 2x times 3, and we're going to clean this up in just a minute. And B squared is 3 squared. All right, now we're going to be on cleanup duty here. 2x minus 3. Be careful when you're squaring your 2x. You have to square your 2 and square your x. So it's going to be 4x squared. Here we can just reorder. 2 times 3 is 6. And 3 squared is 9. To double check this, what I usually do is kind of think through multiplying my first 2. 2 times 4 is 8. X times x squared is x cubed. So that's good. And then I check these 2 guys. Negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. And I hope my middle terms would cancel. You're welcome. If you have time to come back and triple distribute there, that is a lovely way to, you can always use your multiplying polynomial skills to double check that one. But if I'm pressed for time, I just kind of check the first 2, the last 2, and make sure I used my signs correctly. All right, the last one in this section is just a basic trinomial. This one is 14x squared plus 7x minus 21. The first thing I realize here is that I can take out a 7 and make my numbers much nicer. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to GCF out that 7. GCF, especially when you're working without a calculator, just allows you to knock your numbers down and make your situation easier. All right, I'm going to multiply 2 times negative 3. I'm going to get negative 6. Sixes are tricky sometimes, so be careful. My two factors of -6 that add to +1 are going to be +3 and -2. So I'm going to bring down my 2x squared. I'm going to change my middle term into +3x minus 2x. I'm going to bring down that -3. I'm going to keep that 7 out front. I've split up the middle term, now I'm going to split in half there. That 3x and -2x can be in any order that you would like. From the first two, I can take out an x. I'm left with 2x plus 3. You always break down that sign in the middle. And then the negative is the only thing that 2x and 3 have in common. So I'm just going to write a -1 there as a placeholder. And my parentheses match. So x minus 1 is one of my factors. 2x plus 3 is the other factor. And I need that 7 in front for this to be in fully factored form. And that is the factoring section of practice test 1.